We're talking to Pastor Walker from the Hands of God ministry, and we're talking about second chance and other opportunities that individuals who have been incarcerated should have in terms of coming back into society. And of course, Reverend Walker, let's see if we might sort of pick up where we left off the last time, and to say something in reference to why young people, for the most part, especially young people, for the most part, get caught up in incarceration and some of the other problems that are generally associated with that.
You know, Dr. Haney, in my day coming up, we were young and we did our thing. I mean, we was wild in our era. And I would not want to be a young individual in this day and age because so many different pressures, so many peer pressures that they face, so much negative information, so much negative input that people our younger people are exposed to, and people are getting caught up in the crimes based upon a lot of things that they're being fed a lot of times through the media, through music, and they're getting caught up and they're committing crimes that a lot of times our young people, they're being so stereotyped nowadays that many of them, just like people coming out of prison, are not really having a chance in a lot of situations to really just enter into the main flow of things because oftentimes coming out the gate, they're stereotyped. You know, we look at, for example, we look at the way some of our younger people dress. And because of the way they dress, and they're dressing like this because this is their era. You know, this is how they dress in that era. I mean, I don't care too much about an individual walking around with their pants hanging down, but then you've got society that stereotypes that individual, and the first thing they do, they label them as a thug. Now, this guy might be an A student. But because he's got his pants hanging down and he's looking like the rest of the people that perhaps may be thugs, then he's being stereotyped as a thug. So what he's saying is, then we're cutting your opportunities off because we're prejudging you at the door.
Very good.
You know, and you've got your deal that says, hey, I'm an A student, man. I'm in upward bound or what have you. I just choose to dress this way, and now because of that, then I'm being stereotyped. And a lot of times because the negative sway is so much stronger in a lot of situations, and the positive pull, then they lean to the negative sway, and then they get caught up with the drugs and stuff. You know, and they try to be a part of that thug culture or what have you, and then they get caught up and then not realizing, you know, that a life sentence today is 51 years before you see the parole board, like the young gentleman that got the life sentence for this murder out here in South Nashville. 17 years old when he committed the crime. He goes to prison. He got 51 calendar years to do. This guy, look how old he's going to be when he get out. You know, so his whole life is gone down the tube, and just a lot of it has to do with the negative poisons that our youth are being fed. You know, that's one of the reasons that with the programs that we're trying to implement, one of the designs is to get these guys when they come out of prison, teach these guys and train them to be mentors to our younger generation, guys that have been there, that have been involved in the gang situations and have found out that once they got incarcerated, the gangs wasn't really there for them. Yeah, they're there for you while you're in the prison system, but when you get out, you're a gang member, but you're getting out of prison. The gang can't provide you a place to stay. The gang don't provide you with food to eat or anything like that. And these young people that's getting caught up in this, they need to hear it from the people that's been there and they have experienced that and have made their transition from that and trying to enter into a positive flow of society. And I need to say this, Dr. Haney, because I don't want people to think, because I'm always talking about helping a guy coming out of prison and getting on his feet and stuff. But you got to realize, I deal with all kind of people, and everybody I deal with, I've dealt with some characters, you know. I've dealt with guys that we've laid the thing out to them and given them all the opportunity in the world, and they didn't want it. But I'm talking about the people that really want to change in their life, really want to do something in their life. These are the people I'm talking about. Those people that don't really want to change, then yes, they need to go back into the prison system, get another dose of that prison life, and maybe then the light might come on. Then when they get out that next time, maybe they'll do something. But for those individuals that want to do something positive, that want to be reunited with their families, that want to, you know, get into mainstream society, those are the people we want to help, because those are the people that if we can raise them up, then we've got a generation of people that can reach out to these younger people, and we can stop that flow into the prison system. So if we can help eliminate or slow down the flow of individuals entering into the system by utilizing people that have been in the system, because I mean, people say that experience is the best teacher. You don't have to experience what I experienced to be taught by.
That's right.
You can experience my experiences by me teaching you and telling you what I've gone through to help or prevent you from going through that process yourself. And that's what we're trying to do through the Hands of God Recovery Ministries, through the New Beginnings organization. We're trying to put together those type of programs to not only help the individuals that's been incarcerated make that a readjustment back into society, but also to deal with the youth and the young adults and keep them from making those mistakes that I made myself in my youth. You know, it's just by the grace of God that I didn't get a life sentence and end up incarcerated for the rest of my life. But I do know some people that are in prison, I mean, got brilliant minds, but they're gonna have to do 25 years or so in the prison system before they're able to come back into society, simply because they got caught up in the drug game. They you know, somebody didn't pay them money. And first thing you know, you're taught on the streets, you get your pistol and you handle your business. So now you handle your business. In the state of Tennessee, they handle their business. And when they handle their business, they say, okay, you got a life sentence, so you got 85 years at 30%. And now you're in there for 25, 26 years with a baby life sentence, if not a life sentence, because you handle your business. But yet you're incarcerated. You got this brilliant mind that's not serving the public. But we want to reach that individual when he does, when at that time he makes that transition back into society. We want to be there for that individual, Dr. Haney, because what happens is people come out of the prison system and they don't have anything. I mean, you go spend 5, 10, 15, 20 years in prison, you come out, you don't have health care, you don't have an identification card, you don't have a birth certificate, many family members have died off and stuff like that.
Don't have a family in a real sense after that long time.
You don't have it. So those of us in society, we need to become families to these individuals coming out. We need to become support system. We need to become the foundation. We need to become those anchors in their lives to keep them anchored down, that keeps them on a right path, that helps them to deal with those frustrations and that they will encounter when they get out, not being able to find a job. I mean, I've got people in my ministry program that, I mean, that's got seriously afflicted with diabetes, but not having the insurance to be able to deal with it. People having seizures and go to the hospital, because you don't have insurance, the hospital pat you and send you back out, you know? And these are issues that people are facing coming out. And Dr. Haney, I believe seriously that it's time for the church to step up. I mean, you know, okay, it's great. We can go to the government, get some grant monies and stuff like that. But it's time for the churches to step up and do something about the issues. Because you can go down through the aisles and count the pews, and I bet you out of 20 people sitting on a pew, 15 of them are affected.
Very good. Have relatives or somebody involved.
Absolutely.
Okay, let us take this second commercial break, Reverend Walker, and then we'll come back and deal with our final segment, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. Today, the